Hello and welcome to another update video about Uranium Energy Corp, UEC. I made a video 10 days ago roughly, and we did talk about the following, and I would like to make an adjustment. Actually, I would like to make my previous alternative count the primary. I mean, nothing happened, but we did get a little bit more price data in, and I just want to explain my thoughts around this. So overall, we have a potential 1-2 setup. So overall, certainly bullish on UEC. We have a potential 5-wave move into March 22, actually April 22. So certainly bullish. And then the price came down in a 3-wave correction into the April 2023 lows, or actually the May lows. And now the market is moving. So this is still a very valid assumption here that you can see, which would be that the wave 2 low is already in and we are moving higher. We will get further clarity about this if the market, as soon as the market does the first pullback. If a certain support level holds, and I cannot calculate that at this stage because we haven't topped yet. And I think we might top roundabout in the $6 range, maybe a little bit lower, just slightly below $6, sort of around maybe this trend line that's coming down here. Yeah. But anyway, at some point there should be a top in place here. And when we then come down and get the first deeper retracement, this will be the moment of truth. If you look at this, it doesn't look like a lot of price action, but actually this moved from $2.30 to around about $6. So a retracement will be quite deep anyway. But the problem I have still, and I did mention that last time, that this pullback here was a little bit too weak to be a reliable wave 2. So I looked at the price structure again, and yeah, I'm not happy with this as a wave 2. So even though that's still a valid assumption that wave 2 could have bottomed, I actually find it more likely now, looking really at the subdivisions and everything, that this was only the A wave. And for anybody who is after getting some uranium stocks a little bit cheaper, for everybody who's after that, this scenario is probably the preferred one, because in this scenario, we have completed only the A wave of the wave 2. This is what I would prefer. I mean, I cannot rule out that we go up more directly higher, and as long as the uptrend is active, this can be the focus, but this here seems more reliable. A wave, now a high B wave or a B wave, yeah, any B wave, and then the C wave down later. If we zoom in a little bit and we go to the 4-hour chart, then what is now really interesting is the how this move up is subdividing. It just looks more like a 3-wave move. Okay, so my preferred interpretation would be that this here was just the A wave of the B wave. The move down here that was made in July was the B wave of the B wave. We're now moving higher in the C wave, and we could get one more high. So let me just change the wave degree here. So that would mean that we probably had here a small leading diagonal 1, 2. The wave 3 might have topped already. Wave 4 bottomed, and we might be on our way in a wave 5. So this is sort of what I'm watching, possibly one more high, and then we have 3 waves up. If after the next high, the price makes a higher low and another higher high, then we've got our wave 1. But until then, I assume this is just a 3-wave move. So of course, from a more bullish point of view, this here could be a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. And then we get circle wave 1 complete up here. But this is not my primary anymore. And the reason is that this move down here just looks like a 3-wave structure. Okay, this move down here. So I'd rather count it as an AB, where the A wave is a 3-wave move. And then, yeah, we're moving up in this B wave and targeting probably here the previous high. I would pay attention to that level at least, $6.50, maybe a little lower. And as long as the last swing low is holding, which was here around $4.60, we should get there. Yeah, we should get to that trend line, or at least around about the previous swing high at around $6.50. So we can also use some of the Fibonacci extensions. So for example, calculate the length of the C wave. We take the length of the A wave, go to the low of the B, and we've already reached actually the 1.618 extension level. But the next extension level would be around $6.70. Would be quite strong for a C wave, to be honest. But because the A wave was 3 waves, we tend to expect that the B wave is quite aggressive. That's just what it is. So looking at retracements for the B wave, just a different way of looking at targets. We have here $5.83. That would be a likely one. And then $6.50, which is basically the previous swing high and the trend line. And that will really be the decision point. So I am watching for potentially a deep retracement, or even, yeah, you could even call it crash. I mean, if we talk about percentage movements, this would likely be a C wave down then. That should get sort of below the low of the wave A in an ideal world. Doesn't need to go significantly below A. It depends on the height of the B wave. So if the B wave does overshoot, which it certainly could do, then the C wave might end above A. This is a so-called running flat structure. That's the problem with these high B waves. Yeah, so that's sort of what I'm watching at the moment primarily. And overall, however, if we get a deep pullback here, this is going to be interesting. And yeah, that's at the moment what I prefer. Again, we can go up more directly, but there is definitely downside risk now, and I will use that to probably accumulate a little bit. But it's too early to give you a target for that C wave. So that's my update about UEC Uranium Energy. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. Earlier in the week, we did launch our stocks and S&P 500 service. In that service, we analyze the S&P 500 on a daily basis. There's a video update every single day. And also you get additional analysis of 20 stocks spread throughout the week. And for certain tiers, there's even a weekend update, and there is a Wednesday webinar. So take a look at it if you're interested. The link is in the video description, and have a great start to the week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.